Hi, and welcome back to Larry King Live. We have a couple of experts here. As you know, we've got breaking news about this Christmas Day incident, which was almost catastrophic in the skies over Detroit. With me right now, Frances Townsend, the CNN national security contributor, who also served as chief anti-terrorism and homeland security advisor for President George Bush. Also, Jack Rice, former CIA officer, a journalist, syndicated talk show radio. So we're kind of colleagues. Okay, what is your take on what happened here? You've worked inside the CIA. I have to tell you that right off the bat, I don't understand why on Sunday the Homeland Security Secretary didn't seem to know that this man's name had popped up in a CIA report. And the president didn't really allude to it till today. Is it possible they didn't learn until last night or this morning that there's a report in Langley?
Yes. I think that's really the problem here. I think that's the case. If we look back at what we have done over the last 8 years, we turned this world upside down, deciding we're going to reorganize the government, we're going to spend hundreds of billions of dollars, we're going to do amazing things, and yet this fundamental problem seems to still exist. The inability to take a piece of information and put it out there in a place where everybody else can grab it and hopefully connect it to something. Remember, it's not just about acquiring things. That's one of the things the agency does. It really has to be about analyzing them and saying, what does this mean? If all we're doing is acquiring things for their own sake, there's no point. As a journalist, you understand this. If you go and you do an interview, but the video camera doesn't work, the interview doesn't exist. If you have a camera and you miss everything, it's the same thing with this. If they don't provide it out there and analyze it and understand what it means, it's completely irrelevant. The CIA or somebody fundamentally dropped the ball here.
These are people, though, who want to protect the country. This isn't like these people who sort of have, walked into a bureaucratic job. I mean, some of them put their lives on the line. What is wrong here that 8 years after 9/11, we set up this multi-billion-dollar agency so they will connect the dots, and they don't? Why not?
Well, two things, Candy, I think are worth mentioning here. For one thing, the level of experience at the CIA is dramatically reduced. It's a much younger workforce. More than 50% of their workforce has come in since 9/11. And so you've got a less experienced workforce. That's one. None of this excuses it, by the way. None of it makes it any less horrific that it didn't happen. The second is, to the point of analysis, that's what the National Counterterrorism Center was created to do. John Brennan, President Obama's Homeland Security Advisor, was the first chief of that unit. And help put these rules in place. John understands very well the importance of this information sharing, but it's not just a question of information systems. You know, it really is a question of will and breaking the cultures and in requiring the sharing. And it's incredibly frustrating. So many years after September the 11th, with so many changes put in place, we still haven't.
Why do you have to require sharing? These people are sworn to protect the United States, whether they're at DIA or CIA or FBI.
But you understand, on the inside here in D.C., one of the things that happens inside the Beltway, and sometimes it's about a need-to-know question, certainly on the intelligence side, and that sort of stays with a culture that I think is broken. Because it's our information. We will figure out what this means, and we will determine whether or not we're going to share this out. That is a failure, and it really has been in the past. I know they have tried to fix this, and they've talked about fixing this, and they've spent billions of dollars saying they're going to fix this. But this is reminiscent of what we were all talking about on September 12th of 9/11 and every day thereafter.
But they're not making widgets here. They're trying to protect the country. I just think it's appalling.
It is appalling, and we continue to see the sort of bureaucratic turf battles that impede the sharing process. You know, we've seen a real struggle between the Director of National Intelligence, Admiral Denny Blair, who's oversees the National Counterterrorism Center, and Director Leon Panetta, who's the director of the CIA. There's been lots of friction, and it's not a secret. It's sort of an open wound here in Washington. And, you know, boy, the American people are right, and Congress, I think, is going to be right to be frustrated if those sorts of personal turf battles between two agencies impede them getting their jobs done.
Oh, okay, 15 seconds each. Magic wand. First thing the president does.
First thing he does is he forces an answer out of this. He's got to figure out who made the mistake, not just on the front end, but all the way up the chain. Chief of station, back at Langley, why wasn't this spread? What's the standard? Who dropped the ball? Somebody clearly did that.
Yeah, the president was angry today. I got to tell you, we got to get to the bottom and understand where did the ball get dropped so we can fix it.
Serious stuff. Thank you all so much, Janet
Thanks.
Rice,
Thank
Fran
you.
Townsend. Appreciate it.